Hey there, YouTube. This is just a review video of Decluttr, and I recently used them, and they are a sort of a buyback company for CDs, DVDs, and games. And they'll for about any CD, DVD, or game that has a barcode and is scannable, they'll give you 50 cents minimum for it. So I had some junk ones laying around and I used their service. So this is going to be my experience of it all. Alright, let's first go down to the timing. I shipped out my order. I did it the day before, and I shipped it out on April 30th and received the check May 17th. And that's not a terribly bad time according to, I'm sort of judging on other textbook buyback services. That sort of turnaround is not terribly bad, especially when they're, providing all of the shipping labels. They have to process it and then get a check shipped back out to you. So as you can see the little poorly drawn thumbs up, I approve on the timing. Alright, now let's get to the payment and price. I was quoted $8.24 for 15 CDs. They were all pretty low price CDs, and I received $5 for my check was for $5. And some of the CDs were not in the acceptable condition, but I wanted just to see how bad of ones they would take, and unfortunately they did not give a list of which ones they took and which ones they discarded. So they sort of just made you, here's your money. You don't get a better breakdown than that. And that is one of the things I have against them here. It's a small complaint for how small of a difference this made, but if you're using a much larger inventory of CDs and selling them to them, this would, I think, make a big difference to you, because you wouldn't know which ones at what condition they really take and what condition they really don't take. So that's a thumbs down, as you can see with my extent of my artistic abilities. That's a thumbs down on this for me, on the payment and price. Okay, let's get to the pros. I think a really great price for the service they're providing. I looked on Amazon just to get a rough estimate on the, what I could make on them, and they were all the CDs that I found were all pennies, penny CDs, which means you paid a penny and then the shipping charge. And unless you're doing a huge bulk of them, that's definitely not the way to go. But if you are doing a huge bulk, then you might consider doing the Amazon. But all these CDs were also very badly ranked on Amazon too. So that's something to consider. Alright, also I did not have to pay any shipping costs, which was nice. They provided the shipping labels and everything. And all these CDs were just taking up room, and they were really junk CDs to me. Nothing really of value that I would ever use again. So it was good to just get rid of them. As their name implies, declutter, you're just sort of getting rid of junk here. Alright, the cons. Fairly long time to get paid, but not too bad for a buyback service compared to what I would compare it to textbooks buyback services. This isn't too bad of a turnaround. The only real problem I had is they did not give a list of which CDs they discarded and which they bought. So, I'm sort of used to that when I use the textbook buyback services. They always tell you which ones they took and which ones they didn't, and give you an option to retrieve them if you pay the return shipping. Alrighty, I would not have done anything differently. This was a very good service. The whole thing of just getting rid of some junk CDs for the amount I had, they were perfect. It wasn't a huge amount of money, but it was more of I got some space back and I didn't have to move these CDs ever again. And if some people were, wanting to go hunt garage sales and, stack up a lot of CDs, maybe get a few hundred or close to 1,000 to really pull in a good paycheck, I'm not sure if I would go that route. I was thinking about actually doing that, but just for the fact that they don't give a list of the CDs they discard, I would steer clear of that. But it's still, if you're getting them at pretty much for free or at extremely low prices, you can't go wrong with this service. So if you're paying high amounts for the CDs, roughly, I would say close to half of what they would pay for you, I think there'd be too much of a risk. But if you were getting them for basically free, I would go ahead with it. Well, I hope this helped anybody out. This has been, the video has been Decluttr, my experience. So if anybody's wanting to use their service, I'll have a link below. All right, have a good one. I'm out.